Mary, Cheryl, just negating me. It's just like Marion's been doing forever. Just like the Aunt who died last summer, her daughters, just like my dad, Donald, Hope, all negating me. So, as I've repeatedly stated out here, I made myself famous out on the internet. I found a voice out on the internet, and I got my whole body back. It's not much in this whole scheme of things where I'm a fucking misfit, where I'm not normal at all, right? It's not much, but it is something. Something. It's bad enough that they could write it off while we were, concentrating on your mom in the hospital. I mean, they don't even care now. They don't care that I saved my mother, and Marion gets to make me out to be scum, and it's just pushed under the rug. And not only that, but Marion's going around saying that I caused my mom's illness. And Mary's gonna say to my mom when she at least did what I asked her to do, and said, Laura's, she can't even just say, oh, well, if she dies, we are. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What is wrong with piece of shit, Everyone negates me. And you can sit there and say, well, we don't negate you, Laura. Yeah, but you're not here. You're not here to hold me when I want to die. You're not here to, My mother's just in La La Land, where even if she doesn't care, who cares about that 70? Mom, that's another way Marion's slandering me. She would never have known about it if it weren't for Tabitha who told her. I don't care, she's my best friend. Don't you say anything bad about her. Just like she used to say about the family, about whatever, about the Lana who was dying. Don't you say anything bad about her. Mother says to me, you're gonna drive me crazy. Yeah, it's the other way around, Mom. It's the other way around. And under more stable, less stressful circumstances, I'm starting off much saner than you, and you're the one who's gonna drive me mad, Mom. You guys wouldn't even believe who I was when I was with Joe. And now I'm fucking slipping into the abyss. I don't have to worry about not being normal when I'm with Joe, because it's not like he's some, married with kids, church going, hang out with the buddies, you know what I mean? He's not that. He sees this world exactly for what it is, just like I do. So he doesn't fit the mold. And his family's rejected him because they're all religious fanatics. And, I can't take this. You wonder why I've stayed with my mom this long. There were reasons. I told you. Monday I had to go do that shit to pay my storage bill online because it wasn't working. I found out that it was such bullshit. I got lost walking there. I can feel it now on my knees. I have to be so careful. Now I'm going to have to go back in that shelter and carry the goddamn bag. There are reasons I stayed. Remember, I stayed the holiday weekend because it was going to storm and there's no library and there's nothing for the homeless to do. But you can't go to the library. And I don't mean nothing. You can go to the mall and stores, but it's just annoying when you can't hang out at the library. That was number one. So that took us till Monday, and then Monday I had things I needed to do. Remember, and do what I wanted to do them without carrying the goddamn bag. I wouldn't even be able to accomplish what I accomplished without carrying, if I had been carrying the goddamn bag. Right? And then Wednesday, which was yesterday, I had my doctor's appointment, and I just felt like not going back to the shelter, like going into that area without the bag, and to go to the mall and try to find a bride. I didn't have much time. I looked around and I found out Macy's, even the big Macy's, doesn't have the shorts that I'm looking for. So I just wear my old shorts that are comfortable and short. Who cares? Wear the same damn thing every day. With a different top and clean underwear and socks. And then that took us to today, where, and also all along when I was going to go back, I didn't clean. I walked all those miles and I was exhausted, and I have to clean up this room. My mom is getting the rugs done tomorrow. And the top reason is simply I told you I have relative privacy at this library. There's no shelter people around, and what I can worry about looking over my shoulder. I can watch my videos instead of just uploading them. And that's nice too, because I forget, and then I watch them and I see what you're seeing. Since I don't plan any of this, I forget what these videos are until I watch them. The room has to be clean, and I'm exhausted, and I don't sleep. Her dog, like I said, woke me up real early in the morning. And, so there are valid reasons. It's not like I didn't go back to the shelter and I sat on my ass and ate candy and sat in front of my mom's TV every day. There are things that I'm doing that are important to me. They're not important, in general. It certainly isn't important that I create these videos and upload them. It's important to me. Won't negate me. It's just what happens. I just don't matter. Never mattered. It's negated, Even Diane, my dad's girlfriend, I can't even imagine. Well, I probably wouldn't be here now if she had treated me as badly as he did when I had to move in with them when I was 13, and my mom just couldn't care for me any longer. Her illness just got the better of her. Diane did treat me nicely. It was amazing, but she still would say stuff like, when I'd say, why does he do this to me? Well, he says the same thing about you. Why do you do this to him? And then I would say I was just a kid. And she's like, you're not just a kid. You're 14 or 15 or whatever that's going on for. No, it's still a kid. I don't care. A teenager is still a kid. Even when I was 16, I'm still a kid. So she was ignorant in that respect. Saying, well, he says, she's like, Laura, you're not a kid anymore. And, you know, he asked the same thing. Why do you do what you do to him? I wasn't doing anything intentional. He couldn't imagine what it was like for me to wonder if I'd fucked up, to come home from the bus, and he worked nights, and he'd be there when I got home from school, and wonder if he was going to start in with me and make me feel like worse shit than I already felt like on a daily basis. I wasn't doing anything on purpose. I wanted to please him, and my mind was all fucked up, and I couldn't remember things. I tried so hard. Tried to think of every possibility that might upset him. What did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? One time I changed, I was tracking how long I was studying in the kitchen, and he had this calendar thing that I changed. I forget why. It had to do with something, numbers, or whatever reason I changed it, and he had a shit fit. And, you know, his usual, nobody wants you, your mom's crazy, I should be back to crazy mother. One time his mug went missing. He was insisting that I took it, and I didn't. I'm not an idiot. I'm not, like, doing things subconsciously. I'm not a klepto. He had lost it. Remember, he was fucked up from pot and alcohol and whatnot. He worked, but he did drugs probably when he was younger than me. It still fucked him up later in life. Even though he wasn't doing coke, whatever, but you know what I mean. I didn't take his mug, but it doesn't matter. I told him I didn't take it, and he's insisting that I did. And how could you fight that? You can't. You can't. You just know you're in hell, that's all. But the ironic thing is that once I actually trained myself, it took years. Remember, we moved to California. I trained myself to never forget anything, to never fuck up, to always remember to just to be perfect, to just never fuck up. And once I'd done that, and he couldn't get on my case about that, he found other things. He got on my case about my lack of friends, about my lack of a social life, that it wasn't normal that I was staying home on the weekends and not dating and not going out with friends, you know what I mean? So once I was perfect enough to please him, he found other reasons. He found other ways to make me feel like worth a shit. So, but I did. It took years, but I trained myself. I trained myself to be perfect, to not ever forget, to never leave a towel, to never forget to change the toilet paper, or to never, leave nothing. I trained myself to be perfect, and then it still wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for him to love me. I've just been negated my whole life. That's why I can sit here and say, yeah. You think I'm gonna care if some people might be offended by the fact I like to show off my body? I mean, in the whole scheme of this world and things, who the fuck cares? No. Unlike a lot of those stars, like I said, who have personal trainers and nutritionists, all that, I did this all on my own. Just negated and negated. And when it's convenient for my family, they act like my mother's the most sanest person in the universe, providing she's saying negative things about me or whatnot, like I told you in 2009. She's telling me, please stay until I get out of the hospital, but then when I couldn't snap my fingers and automatically she was in a hospital very far away from here, it wasn't that close, and I couldn't snap my fingers and be there the next day. I'd say, okay, I'll be there and I'll come in a couple days, I gotta arrange it, Mom, I can't just know. Then she'd be calling the family, I want her out of my house, telling me, I want you to stay, telling them, I want her out of my house. Who do you think? And they're gonna listen to her and act like should not in a mental hospital saying all this crap, you know? I have a letter from the one who died last summer. Your mother loves you, but she, you know, she gave you a lot of money. She's been under enough stress, Laura, and, you know, you need to get out of there. She wants you out of her house. No, she doesn't. She's crazy. She's, in your eyes, she's saner than anything when it's convenient for you, and then when